GCUE.
The podcast you have been waiting for.
6 friends, 6 opinions, infinite laughs, all unfiltered.
This is that fire podcast, believe you me. It's the almighty intellect, CUE. 6 ballers on the court like a 3-on-3. And my whole team is MVP. We getting buckets, catching oops, step backs, jellies and threes. Real talk, no cap, better cop out free. Put respect on a name when you talk about weed. But when you see us, you know what it's gonna be.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the GQ podcast. If it's your first time, we welcome you. If it's not your first time, we welcome you back. I'm not going to spend too much time talking. I'm going to introduce you to all the fellas. My name's Bub. First person we're going to talk to is PJ.
Yo, what up, y'all? Please say the real.
All right. And then we have Eddie.
Yo, what up? What up? I love everybody.
No doubt. We also have Shad.
What's going on, people? We getting unapologetic and unfiltered. It's gonna be a bad day.
It ain't gonna be that bad. And then we have a special guest this week. We have Micah.
What's up, everybody?
All right. And of course, if you listened to this show before, we have a segment that's called Quick Hits, where we just kind of keep up on some things and let you know about our thoughts on it. We go toss it over to Steve.
What up? So this week, we got a good show for y'all. First quick hit. Everybody has been buzzing about this one. Kirk Franklin decided he wanted to put the stomp down on his son. You know what I mean? And, so how y'all feeling about that?
Yo, it's unviolated, cuz that's just that's not cool. I mean, you can not agree with your pops, and then like all the backstory with like his mom saying, they've been having problems with him for a while. It's a lot to it, and he just tried to like shit on his dad and get him canceled, which is that's some dirty shit. So I'm not for it.
But y'all don't think we should be holding Kirk Franklin to a higher standard than to becoming
hell nah.
No.
No,
I'm saying, listen.
Everybody, go ahead.
If you market yourself as being this holy guy and then you come out talking like that, man, it messes up your brand a little bit.
Yo, it can mess up your brand. It can bring some more people to the church. It's like, y'all
that's
do
true.
that.
Yeah, they're like, he real. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he showed his human side, cuz like nobody's perfect. I don't care how you market yourself. We all mess up. Like we all make mistakes, yo.
Yeah, but he already showed his human side with his sex addiction and all the other stuff that he's been robbing people, robbing God's people and all that. We already know he's human.
Okay, so
God's
what do they
property.
say in church? They say like
come as you are.
you could keep you'll keep messing up. You'll keep making mistakes, whatever, but you gotta repent. You gotta what's the word? Help me out here. What's the word I'm looking for?
As long as your ties are coming through, you can say what you want. that's what the church says.
That's not what I meant, but we're expected to be human, but we gotta try to do better. But it's not like nobody's perfect, man. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say these two things about it though. One, it shows that his son's a bitch in both ways. One, because he recorded his dad and put it out there, and two, because he's scared of Kirk Franklin. Like, what nigga is afraid of Kirk Franklin?
And he's over there.
Like,
Yo.
At
But
the
here's
end
the
of the
thing.
day, like he's a little Kirk Franklin, so you can't really say like who's scared of Kirk Franklin. He is like that's his DNA. But
Nah,
the
he's a
same
big
person.
Kirk Franklin. He's a big Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin's the little Kirk Franklin. But what that show is that, that fear is there because that's the real Kirk. Nigga, I will break your neck. Like that's your real daddy.
At the end of the day, I don't think that Kirk did anything wrong. We talking about a 33-year-old man. So you're not talking about a little kid no more. He's a man, so you got to treat him as so. So he's 33 years old. So
if he's acting like a bitch ass nigga, then he's acting like a bitch ass nigga.
Right. Get called that. Look.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like his dad called him a bitch ass nigga, and then he showed the world his dad was right. Like it's
Exactly.
Absolutely correct.
and then guess what? In 2 years, they gonna have an album together where he gonna be hugging his dad. They gonna be on stage, and they gonna love it because
Singing.
black people
Just the
love
two
a
of us.
redemption story.
God,
And like
man,
to the
don't
church, watch it.
Yo, but is it gonna have that explicit lyric sticker on the side of the album though?
Absolutely.
Because if it is, I'm buying it.
It's gonna be called bitch ass nigga.
B-A-N. That's
It's gonna be called Godly Bitch Nigga. That's what it's called, Godly Bitch.
Choke That Bitch Chronicles. It's going down. It's going
I will
down.
break your neck, nigga. Yeah.
Jesus wept.
Oh shit. All right. Part 2 though. My man's Kanye to the, what is it? Forbes just announced him as the most wealthy black man in the history of at least America. What was it? 6.6 billion with that Gap deal finalizing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So when he get on, he leave your ass for them greenbacks. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how y'all feeling about that one?
I'm here for it.
Round of applause, my guy. Round of applause. Good shit. Good shit.
We all know, like, as Steve said, we like dead mom Kanye, and that's what he's back to.
He's
So,
not. He's rich as fuck. Yo,
he's
6.6 billion. He's not even gonna be. Yo, what the hell is he gonna talk about? Like,
it don't even
niggas
matter.
ain't never been this rich where they can make an album about something. Like, he gonna be talking about shit that we ain't even gonna be understanding. He gonna be talking about spaceships and some fucking eating fucking whale belly shit that we ain't even gonna be able to relate to. Like,
but the beats is gonna be fire.
Because that production studio, that $1 billion production studio, because he literally gonna press a button. There's gonna be a nigga on the side with a kick drum, and he's gonna be pressing the button. He's gonna be hitting it. It's gonna be nasty. He got a keyboard. The motherfucker's playing the keys he's playing. Like, that's gonna be disgusting. Like, but the shit on. Imagine being a Kardashian right now, being Kim. You just got divorced, and he just signed a $6.6 billion deal. She in her bathroom crying in the toilet.
Yes.
But that's why
Devastating.
that's why it happened now though. Like, he can't make that deal during the marriage. He had to wait afterwards to go do that.
Nah, you gotta split 44% with Chris.
I'm not sure how everything gets doled out, but he signed that deal with Gap last year. Like, it's been a while since he signed that shit. I don't know why it's just now finalizing and adding to his what is it, net worth. But that deal is not a brand new deal.
That's why though.
She might be still getting her little piece of that pie.
I mean,
but if it just got finalized after the divorce, then she might not be in there. That might be a reason why Gap didn't close out on it. They probably don't want the Kardashian family involved in their company.
Yeah, but I mean, are they actually divorced yet? Like, she finalized. I mean, she filed.
I think they are, but they're gonna put it on a TV show. So it's
this nigga said, "Contact me through security." That's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
I remember when I was going through my shit, and I was just like, "Yo, text me instead of call me." That shit didn't work. But this motherfucker said,
"Because you ain't no billionaire."
Yeah, this nigga said, "Just hit security. Don't even call me." Yo,
that's because your security was Paul Blart. He got real security. He got Secret Service now.
They got they had a prenup too, though, right? Like, so
he did have a prenup.
He had a prenup. So, like you said, that's where he played it smart in the sense too. Like, all right, you got your money, I got my money, and I know what's in the pipeline, and I'm gonna play it accordingly. Now, women get away with it all the time. They have book deals and things set up aside, like when they divorce athletes. So I applaud him for that. Like, I think it's funny though that they just had to specify, like, he's the richest nigga in America. Like, that was the thing too. Like, what? Like, why'd you have to say that? Why couldn't it just be that he's 6.6 billion? Like that. Why it has to be like he's the richest black man in America? Like, really?
I'm honestly, I'm looking to see who's going to become Kanye's friend again.
We know it ain't gonna be Drake.
It ain't.
No,
Drake.
The crazy thing about Drake is he had just stated that he did want to maybe talk to Kanye again, but not with that dumbass comment about, yo, matter of fact, never mind. I just want to taste what he had before.
Right.
You want to marry Kim again? She'll probably marry him.
She probably will.
Yeah.
You gotta bounce to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you a Canadian reject.
Oh man.
There's no lower.
Listen, I'm just trying to understand.
I mean, that's like we said, that's the man code violation, and he violated like quick. It didn't even take long. He jumped in that thing immediately.
I mean, I'm not even gonna go there. Like, if they ain't friends, like, you know,
they're not cool.
Nah.
He dissed him like in the joint with was a couple songs. I can't remember the exact rapper. But he dissed him in there.
He solidified his crown card.
He always throwing shots at
It wasn't a Geico violation. It was just a Herb solidification. That's all.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Drake.
Cornball shit.
Yeah.
Card is
So listen, this is one of my favorite parts of this whole situation. When I get to announce to y'all who's basically the dumbass of the week, and like we have I'm gonna call her a super dumbass of the week this week, man. So headline states: woman robs Jacksonville bank in an electric chair. Funny as hell. So I'm gonna read y'all a little bit about this story. So it says, when you think about a getaway vehicle or an action-packed heist, you usually think about like fast cars and shit like that, right? But a Jacksonville woman had a different idea entirely. After police said she robbed, I guess the biggest brother Regis Bank downtown or something, and she fled in her electric wheelchair. So according to the sheriff's office, the woman's name is Kenyatta Gordon. Yeah, I'm putting you out there. It's spelled Kenyeita, Kenyatta, whatever. All the same to me.
It ends in an A. It ends in an A.
So it says in a newly report on Tuesday, police say Gordon, 39, entered Regis Bank on West Bay Street and asked the teller to assist her in adding overdraft protection to her account. After the teller completed the request, Gordon then asked to withdraw money, to which she was told the transaction could not be completed. That's when officer says she became agitated, screaming profanities at the teller, demanding money. The teller gave her $100 rather. She then fled the building in her wheelchair. After receiving identifying information from the bank, officers found her, I guess, a few blocks away wearing the same clothes and the same wheelchair that she robbed the bank in. In addition to the stolen cash, she had a crack pipe. Fucking crack pipe. Anyway, she had a crack pipe order at the time of her arrest. So she was charged with strong arm robbery, use or possession with intent to use, and drug paraphernalia. Yeah, listen to this shit. Right? Yo, you can't make this shit up. All I know is this motherfucker went in the bank. It doesn't even specify whether or not her intention is to rob the bank, but I feel like it was because, you got agitated after you asked about overdraft fees or whatever. I don't even think it says she had on a mask or nothing. Like, this is me. And unfortunately, she's an older black woman. Well, I can't say older because she's around my age. So she's my age, black woman. You know what I'm saying? So she's actually younger because us young boys. That makes it even worse. But you decided, I'm gonna take this $100, like you robbed the bank for $100, and then was posted up on another street in your electric wheelchair when the cops rolled up on you wearing the same clothes, and then had the audacity to have crack and shit on you. Like, so obviously it tells me that you might be a crackhead or something like that. But even still, I feel like some crackheads aren't that dumb. Like, they know better than that shit, man. So like, I mean, fellas, come on, man. Come on.
No,
help me out here, man.
This is unfair. I feel like they gave her the money, right?
Right.
Nah, she didn't rob it. She didn't rob that bank.
PJ, all robbery, somebody got to give you the money.
No,
somebody got to hand it to you.
No, they gave her the money to shut her up, and then said she robbed the bank. She ain't robbed the bank. You telling me a handicapped crackhead robbed the bank?
Dude, she brings some very good points there. Because I was ready to just go in on her because her name is solid.
Let me ask you this. Handicapped crackhead, so she's a crackhead. Mm-hmm. She probably did rob the bank to get some money.
She started yelling. They wanted to get her out of there. They gave her some money, and then they tried to say she robbed the bank.
Strong arm robbery. She robbed the bank without a gun, right?
Nah.
It's not armed robbery. It's strong arm robbery.
How do you rob a bank without a weapon?
Like, first of all, this is a thing where I'm not gonna be a part of y'all bashing the handicapped community and
We're not bashing
crackhead community.
We're bashing Kenyatta Gordon.
Because like DJ said, she didn't rob the bank. Like, I don't care if a motherfucker has a gun and if they got a wheelchair, all I gotta do is move side to side, and they're not. If I zigzag, they won't get me. So sit here and act like she really robbed the bank, like PJ said.
You just said you were about to bash the handicapped community. You talking about all you gotta do is zigzags?
Serpentine.
Right. Yo.
I wonder if she had a reverse beep in her chair.
Just all you gotta do is pull the cable. just pull the cable, cuz.
Nah,
like, are you gonna run?
I'm starting to agree. Like, how do you rob a bank in that condition? Like,
well. She robbed the bank, like they said. She took $100 that wasn't hers.
$100?
The bank. $100. That's what makes it so bad.
That's not even a bank robbery, man.
The way it's explained though, it's just like she just started yelling, and the teller was like, "Here, just take this."
Yep,
and
exactly.
Then she went out to the bank, so she really didn't feel
exactly.
Nah, that teller needs to be fired.
Okay, you're gonna fight against it, but you gotta be a dumbass to even put yourself in that predicament anyway.
Nah.
She's a crackhead.
Which one of y'all? Okay, so one of y'all gonna go in the bank and start getting agitated and yelling because they didn't answer a question, and then leave with $100, and then go post up like you just didn't receive a free $100 from the bank that wasn't yours?
If I do that, when I leave the bank, it's gonna be described as a 7-foot tall black dude with dreads robbed the bank with 12 shotguns and everything else. She wrote in there in the People Mover, and was like, "Nah, I need my money," and they gave her $100. $100, cuz that's not.
In order for her to leave the fucking bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has to hit that dumbass button that takes 10 seconds to open in slow motion, and that's the first door. Then she has to do it again with the second one, and then she has to go down the fucking ramp and go down the street. That shit's impossible.
The cop could have been there by then.
Yo, all somebody had to do was come over.
But how do y'all know? Okay.
Robbery stop.
She might have had.
How do y'all know what she was even saying to the teller? They said she was shouting profanities and things.
Oh, wow.
How do y'all even? So how do you even know though? She could have been like, "Fuck that, I'm taking everything," or "Give me some
money. I'm taking everything, but I'll leave with 100."
Yo,
I don't know. Give me something or I ain't fucking leaving. I don't know.
Like, I'll blow this bitch up. You can say that. You can say that in like Kentucky Fried Chicken's bathroom. I'm about to go blow that bitch up. And this terrorist threats.
It sure is.
Talking about going to the bathroom. I mean, is she yelling at the teller? Nah. The teller's job is to give them the money.
Nope.
Right.
Period. If it's a robbery, and they feel like they're being threatened in a robbery, their job is to give the money and then call the authorities.
It's only 100 because her dumbass didn't ask for more.
Nah.
She didn't know she was robbing the bank.
It wasn't.
She thought that was her money.
Right.
She thought that was her money.
But it never even said that she thought it was her money, yo.
All they did was say that she started yelling, and the teller just gave her $100.
Yep.
So maybe she didn't even say.
So she demanded the $100 probably.
Yeah.
But they told her she had $100.
So basically,
how you demand $100 after they tell you that your account is?
I'm willing to believe
you're in a wheelchair, yo. And you roll up to the fucking teller and look them in the fucking face and say, "Hold up, this is a stick up." I would have lost my shit. I would have started dying. I got fired because I just would have been laughing the whole time. What the fuck you laughing for? Yo, you can't be serious. Like, yo, I quit. I'm going on my break or something. Like, there's no way she did anything remotely close to a robbery.
Yo, what was dude's name on Players Club?
When you walk in with no money and you leave with money that a bank teller gave you, it's something. What do you call it?
So basically,
A gift?
A mistake.
Every time I ever gave somebody a shut the fuck up credit, they robbed my employer. Yeah, I mean, like, shut the fuck up, take this credit. And so
it kind of is something they're not supposed to have, right?
But that person did that verbally, and they were capable.
That should have been, that's on me for giving that credit that shouldn't have been given. Like,
that's your question.
For giving $100
Do people get in trouble for receiving shit that isn't theirs? Just in general, like, I don't know.
Are they black or white?
Yes.
No.
I mean, that's facts.
But that's the thing.
Facts, but
does she know it's not her money? Here's my question.
If she's in there thinking that she was withdrawing $100 out of her account.
Man, that wasn't what it said. It said she was asking about overdraft fees. That was her question.
She probably thought the overdraft fees got reversed, and she now wants her money back.
I'm sure that she got hit with more than $100.
You know what? It's coming to me. It's coming to me.
They robbed her.
No, it's coming to me. So she got some overdraft fees or something, right? And she was waiting to get that money so she could go purchase some situation. And then she decided
take overdrafts off.
Right. You know what? If y'all don't get my motherfucking money back, I'm gonna blow this bitch up. As he stated.
And they gave her the
all right,
$100.
here, $100.
Take your money. Because she might have had a bomb in her wheelchair.
Get blown up.
We don't know what's underneath that wheelchair when she roll up to it.
I'm not buying it.
That shut
It could
the
be a
fuck
hub
up
around.
credits right there. I know it shut the fuck up credit when I see one. And that's what that was.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all caught this. They said she was caught in the same wheelchair. Was she supposed to switch that shit when she got outside the building?
That shit is funny as hell.
Yeah. She got $100. She can get a new wheelchair
She
now.
had to get a getaway movie. You know what I mean? She had a hot ride in the back. That
in the
reminds
same
me. I
wheelchair
would
with the
tell
same
you
clothes.
the time I seen the lady and the two ladies in the wheelchair. One was powered and one wasn't. And the lady in the powered wheelchair was towing the other lady.
Oh.
She was holding the handle through the parking lot. That shit was
Yo,
ridiculous.
we're going to fucking hell for this. Like, we just had a whole fucking segment talking about ladies in wheelchairs robbing shit.
My ticket been booked, cuz.
Cause you walking the earth
Way
you know
before
what
we
I'm saying?
started
You
talking
already
about this
living in sin,
So you might as well cuss out Kirk Franklin's son and call it a day. Make it worth it.
Right. He's a bitch ass nigga.
Make it worth it.
You know,
If I'm gonna go all the way.
Right.
Well, y'all may not agree with me,
Break your neck.
but listen to this. What's her Kenyatta Gordon, the 39-year-old from fucking Tampa? Yeah, you are the Q-Law dumbass of the week. Get your shit together, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Like, really get your shit together. You are making us look bad. You making me look bad. I'm your age. What are you doing out here? Fuck. Get your shit together.
They told her to roll out when she was leaving.
Yeah, miss. Pull the fuck out of this bank right now. Right now.
Yo, you can roll out with that bullshit.
Roll
Go
bounce,
on.
bitch.
Take this $100 and roll out.
Hit her with that. Yo, she gonna fucking sue me when she hear this podcast. I'm gonna be a bitch ass nigga then. This bitch ass nigga on there talk about me.
This is disclaimer. Disclaimer. We love the handicap community.
I love
It's
real shit.
It's nothing personal.
But that's a fact though. That's a
You can
fact.
roll with us any day.
Yeah.
But the
How did he take it there? You can roll with us any day. I'm sorry.
oh man.
Oh, we about to get some warnings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're gonna hate us on this one, man. I'm sorry, but she's dumbass. She made us mad. Like, come on.
I don't know her.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, that matter.
Eddie's friend from Tampa.
Oh yeah.
That's my homie.
They went to
Is
school
that my
together.
homie?
See, that's your road
Nah,
dog.
she went to Smith with me and you, Shot.
Nah, that's you and Mo. She ain't got nothing to do with me.
No
Oh
doubt.
man.
So we got that heavy lifting, right? About that time?
We good. It's on you. You booked today. It's on you.
Oh, me?
So I'm-
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So I didn't realize that. Shout out to our man Books, who's usually here. Had a family tragedy. He'll return with us next episode. So we pray for his family, showing love to our man Books. I'll let you, man. Hope you're doing all right.
Definitely.
This week, our heavy lifting topic will be: can you have a friend of the opposite sex while still having a serious relationship?
Bum
And-
bum bum.
For this one, we'll start off with our special guest, Micah, and see what you got to say about that.
On record and say that I do not think it's appropriate to have a friend of the opposite sex during your relationship, because at the end of the day, when you took your vows, that person that you took your vows with is supposed to become that friend. So now when you, like, you know what I mean, because you get into an argument, and I'm coming from a man's point of view. So if I get into an argument,
I would
with my
hope so.
spouse, I'm just saying, I'm kind of.
The alternative ain't gonna look too well.
But
It's
nah,
a lot of explaining. Got some explaining to do.
Anyway, like I said, so into an argument, and she runs to him for advice on the argument. That's not going to come. That's a whole nother argument going right there for the fact that you run into another dude to get advice on how you supposed to be treating me. Like he can't give information like that can help you out with this whole, you know, with this whole situation.
I want to disagree with you.
You don't have to apologize before you disagree properly.
No, I said sorry because I interrupted him, and I'm trying to
we
work
interrupt
on
you all the
that.
time.
I have a habit of doing that, and I apologize to all of you.
So when you button your top button, you talk properly?
I didn't button, I just moved it in together. Get out of here, nigga.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
So listen, man.
No, don't say sorry. Just go ahead.
Okay, so listen, cuz I disagree with you totally. Just because I'm in a situation, me and the wife both have friends of the opposite sex. Now she doesn't bring her friend around that often. I've met him once, I think. But there was one time where I kind of tripped out on her, but it was based on something that we was going through, so it really had nothing to do with him. But I then after that told her, like, yo, he can come through, whatever, we have like a cookout or something like that. It's okay. Like I feel comfortable enough with my wife that I don't feel like I gotta worry about this guy. You know what I'm saying? Also, even if she went to him for advice, the way I look at it, because I do go to my female friend for advice, she actually levels me. See, I could come to any one of y'all when I'm going through something with my wife. But y'all most likely are going to hit it from the guy aspect. You're not females. You're not women. You don't know how women think, right? She knows how a female thinks. She's actually made me humble myself in certain, yeah. Well, she, my friend made me humble myself in a lot of different situations to where I realized I was wrong in certain situations, and I had to come back to my wife and apologize or let her know, like, you know what, I just rapped with my homie, and I'm now not thinking like how a man thinking about it. I heard it from the female aspect. You know, I think it's okay depending on the relationship. Let's say that, because not everybody is comfortable with that. I'm not even sure she is. I think she is now. She wasn't before, but that's obvious. Who really is okay with their guy having a female friend, especially based on whatever the background is? So you have to be comfortable enough to know that, you know, if your man is around this female, nothing extracurricular is going to happen. And I think that's what it's about. It's a trust thing. So it could work for some people, but it might not work for everybody. I don't care. Let me just say this. And I also don't care if she went to the bull and said, listen, me and my husband just got into it. He said this, he said that, I disagree. And I don't know, his angle could be, I'm just trying to get the yams, or he could just be, yo, let me just help cuz out because it's how dudes think about it. I don't know. But if she comes back to me and say, I talked to the bull, and now I realize where you're coming from, that's helping me out.
So I think there's two issues with, like, first we're looking at it as the moment that this person's there is because of an issue. So like their involvement in the relationship now is because there's a problem and they're now mediators. So I think that if you do have friends of the opposite sex, one, whoever your friend of the opposite sex is should have been before the relationship. I can't tell you who you can be friends with that was friends before I got here. So they can still be friends. Anyone that comes in after a relationship is built needs to be our friends. So it's like new friends need to be our friends. Your old friends are your old friends. I can't dictate that. I can't say you can't be cool with this person more because now I'm here. That's foul as hell. But in the same breath, it's like if you do get to a point where there's an issue, I think mutually you should say, is it okay if I talk to such and such about this before you step outside and go to this other person and get advice? Because even if you got great advice, the fact that you went to, let's say Keisha, because her name ends with an A. You went to Keisha and got advice about your relationship, even if it was sound advice, you came back and you were like, you know what I mean? I apologize, this was wrong. Now your wife is like, why the fuck would you go to Keisha and start talking about our business? So
sure.
you open up
But
another
here's
door.
the thing, right? Here's the thing. Like, it's always that dynamic, like you said, if it's platonic from the beginning, then it shouldn't really be anything. Cause like I have a few female friends and we know who they are. And like I grew up with them and they're flat platonic friends. Like we're flat out platonic friends. My lady knows about them. And like you said, she can, you know what I mean, speak to them whenever, and they don't even like come over to the house or nothing like that. And I have female friends that got dudes, and it's not that serious. Like I'll text. I don't even I don't even discuss my stuff with my female friends like that. I actually talk to my male friends because I want my perspective to be understood as my perspective. Because if I'm thinking wrong, my friends as males are gonna be able to explain to me about my thinking. Her thinking is her thinking. They don't know her specifically to know that how she's thinking, but they do know me. So I need clarification in that aspect. So I can see where it can be an issue and conflict when you're discussing your information with her because you're basically just telling her her information. She doesn't necessarily know her. You're my friend. So what you need to do is.
But she could be doing the same thing, cuz.
Huh?
Like telling you, because she knows you, just like y'all know me. My female friend knows me.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
That's what I said though. Like my female friend knows me, but I don't need to necessarily discuss too much with her on that personal level. With
I
that,
agree.
Because
I agree.
That's the difference of maturity and how you approach your friendship. Like if I got an issue with my relationship and I call you, or if I call Steve, or you know what I mean, Vaughn, and I hit him up and I'm saying, yo, this joint said this, and that, and y'all can be like, well, I know you, and I know you probably took it this way, and it's not necessarily that way, or it's right, because also y'all know my lady, but to mix her up in something with another female for no reason, I think is kind of extra. You know what I mean? But I think you can have
so let me say this before someone else goes, because I don't want to overpower the conversation.
But I think that you can have it. You just got to be respectful of the boundaries in which you handle the relationship, because it's
That's
your
what I was very sad.
for him. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, like Shah was saying, you can't necessarily tell me who to be friends with before and after, but like I got to know what I'm talking to you about and what I'm doing with you as a friend. Like that's it. I have plenty of female friends. We talk about all types of. We got kids. Like I said, we don't even discuss relationship stuff most of the time. It's just work, ideas, and things like that, because you do need that from perspective in your life. But
right.
Wait. You said like friends. So you saying like best friends? The way y'all explaining it is like I'm cool with you. Yeah, like I'm cool with you, but we're not like okay, like that's the person that you put in your wedding. Like I'm taking it like y'all saying that's your best friend. My best friend is another like another sex.
Yeah.
Or are you saying? Yeah. So the way y'all explaining
it doesn't have to be best friends.
Y'all explaining like y'all just cool with the person, not that it's your best friend.
Nah, friends. Period.
But friends are level. You know, there's different levels of friends. You can have a plethora of people and what you consider.
I think that's important to pick, like to point out which level of friends are we talking about. Because if
it doesn't
you're
matter.
Cool with somebody, it does matter. Because if I could be cool with a person, but that's not the person that I turn to go talk like if something's going wrong.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's like what you're doing.
If that's my first person that I go talk to when something's wrong, then that means that person's high on your level.
But that's what I'm saying. You're associating the friend of opposite sex with a problem in the relationship.
No.
So if you eliminate
but your best friend is the person that you go to when it's a problem, period. Like your best friend, if you have
but hold on.
You talk to your best friend, right? Or you
no.
talk to like
No, because listen, no matter what your problem is, now whether it's male or female, I'm not gonna say in front. There's certain things that I'm not gonna say to certain people, and it doesn't matter the sex. Like there's certain things I don't want any of my friends to know. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're male or female. So I'd rather work it out myself and then work it out with my wife. So, because first of all, don't get it twisted. I never want my wife to feel played. Like, even if she's cool enough to accept, like, yo, you have a couple female friends or whatever. I never want her, because she's my number one priority. Period. Right? So I never want her to feel played. So even if there's a conversation, I tell her this is the conversation I had. You know, and if I told her something in the past and she said, yo, I didn't appreciate you exposing that type of information, then mental note, you can't. Because, you know, I'm a talker. I go all in.
Yeah,
like,
we know.
Right. So
we know.
That it just like to me, levels matter to me. So there's certain ones I would go to about something, and certain people I wouldn't talk to about anything. So I feel that if that's the person, like to me, it just goes off of like I level my friends, and I know who I want, like who I'm going to talk to about everything, and who is getting like some point of what I'm talking about, or like my issues.
PJ?
That's what I think that we have to go off of.
Because you always have a good perspective.
I think one of the most important things is you have to determine why you are friends with someone, right? and usually when you're,
what do you mean?
It makes sense. Why
you
are
don't fool with us like that?
No.
Why are we friends?
No. Why are you friends? Right?
Why are we friends?
What I'm talking about with this person of the opposite sex.
Why are you gay?
Why are you friends? Why? Hold on, listen. Why are you friends? So basically, you know, you have common goals. You share the same interests. You may find this person that you can confide in and different things like that, right? But if your reason for your friendship is because you share certain goals and you get along well, that's fine. But if you're friends because this is somebody you feel like you can confide in, this is the person that you run to, I think that's when you start to have problems, because your partner should be that person that you're able to come to, no
even
matter
if
what
you're going through it, or
even
like serious stuff with your partner that you can't even
if you're going
talk about in
serious,
that moment.
Listen,
right?
Okay, then take the time to figure it out with yourself, or with someone else that you can trust. But I think when you start to open that up with someone of the opposite sex, it causes even more issues. For me, that would be a problem.
I feel like y'all being a little biased, man. Because it's like they're saying that female has an ulterior motive or something.
No, it's not.
No, ulterior motive.
I didn't even get to that part yet.
Nah, let me ask you this, PJ, real quick. So, do you have female friends?
I can't say that I do. I have female acquaintances, but friends on that level to where I go to, no. But that doesn't have anything to do with necessarily my relationship. Well, actually, look, let me say this real quick.
Let me just ask you this real quick too. So, if your wife had a male friend, would it bother you as well in this scenario? Like, and hold up, it doesn't. Let me ask you this real quick. And for y'all that got wives, does it make a difference if you believe that the man is gay as opposed to him being straight?
For me, it doesn't no more.
It now in my case, that is my case with my wife. Her best friend is gay, but I'm not even thinking of it in a sense of feeling threatened by it, right? But there still is that aspect of talking to a man about situations that we deal with. You know what I mean? So being if you're gay, that doesn't give him a pass in the sense of
right.
No, it's still, I feel like you're talking to a man about things, and he may sometimes give her a viewpoint of a male, so it may not even be the same what she's looking for. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think I lost my train of thought.
Listen, real quick. Let me just chime in real quick. I still think it goes back to a trust thing. Like, my thing is this. I'm not gonna wait. Okay, my wife has a male friend that's not gay. Okay. I don't care. I ain't gonna say I don't care what they talk about, because just like she may feel like there's certain things she doesn't want me to discuss with mine, I feel the same way, right? But at the same time, I'm not gonna go above and beyond wondering, well, what was y'all talking about? Like, if I gotta do all of that, why are we even together? I trust you. I trust that you're not gonna play me. I trust that you're not gonna do nothing to disrespect me as your husband. Just like I want you to trust me that I'm not gonna disrespect you as my wife, because you are my number one priority. It doesn't matter who I talk to, whether you're male or female, you're my number one priority. I don't ever want you to feel played or disrespected or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't care.
So, is there a level of interaction that you think is appropriate or inappropriate for them to have with these male or female friends? Because for me, like I said, like, y'all know my lady, and like, but y'all also know the female friends I have too. My interactions are, like I said, basically to the extent of a text, but like, Von, that doesn't give me any less value of their friendship. It's just that I know, in respect to my relationship, what the level of what we need to talk about is. So, you know what I mean? So that doesn't mean I don't value them any less as a friend. You know what I mean? But like, my interactions are a little bit more far in between than what they are with my guy friends, on the fact of there's things that I don't even need to put myself or my relationship in that's compromising. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think you got to be mindful of those things when you deal with the opposite sex, especially in a serious relationship, and to be open and be considerate. I think those are key things that you always have to do when you're dealing with somebody that you really care about. Like, if you don't care, it's
I just think that everybody's shit's different though, cause like, me and my wife actually have mutual female friends. Like, there's a person or two who's a female that we both are tight with, that she knows that I have talked to outside of her. We have talked about certain situations. I just really think it's the person. Like, your person has to be comfortable. And I think that's what it is. Your person just simply has to be comfortable. If your person's not comfortable, then it's not going to work. And I think that's what it boils down to.
I don't know. I look at it like, it's two things. Like, as far as, again, I always say the level of it is one thing. So that level of friendship matters to me, first and foremost. And second of all, like, you know, PJ said, and I agree with that totally. That what I first started out with, that person that you're with is supposed to be that person that you talk to. And no matter how hard that conversation is, if you got to step away, sit back, wait for a day, and then come back to it, that's what you're supposed to do. Like when you start bringing other ears to the conversation, it might change your thought process of what the whole conversation was, or the disagreement, or anything. Period.
So I think, wait, Steve, because you haven't touched on this yet, and I know in a lot of cases you really are unbothered when it comes to the battle of the sexes kind of things.
Right.
Yeah. So let's get your perspective on it though.
It kind of circles back to my whole thing about how I don't like to claim ownership of people. So it's hard for me. Like there may be instances of something that I'd be like, but so it boils down to like if I'm in a relationship, which I ain't been in one in a god long ass time, and it feels fucking great kind of, because I ain't never had to, like I used to have a saying that I didn't want to risk a friendship, like I didn't want to lose a friendship on a bet that a relationship would work, so like there's been times where I have lost friendships, and it wasn't ever anything even serious. It was just normal platonic friendships. Like I just legit stopped talking to this person because it made person A or person B uncomfortable in a relationship. And I don't talk to this person for 2-3 years, and then that relationship don't work. And I don't really feel like 3 years later being like, hey, what's up? I ain't talked to you in 3 years. There's ain't shit to talk about. So, that relationship just went on about its way. So I ain't really, but at the same time, I've never been in a relationship with a woman who's had a male friend that, well, there was one, but like I ain't really give a fuck. So I don't know. Like I don't know what they was doing. I don't know if they was just friends or not. I didn't really care. So it's hard for me to look at it. Like I definitely understand, but like how that can make somebody uncomfortable. And I feel like these are conversations. It's always a one-off. It's not really. There's nothing set in stone. Like earlier, Vaughn was talking about with your vows and shit. Ain't no fucking boyfriend-girlfriend vows. So you know what I mean. You don't make vows with like I'm gonna to having to hold for this relationship. Nah, like that's some shit. Like once you're married, you know what I mean. Like as my girlfriend to having to hold. Like fuck that.
Yeah, but if you can't wait until, and everybody's goal isn't to get married, but you can't wait until you're married to start acting like you're married.
No, you're absolutely right. And that's why those conversations would have to be. I mean, those expectations, you have to understand what your partner is comfortable with, regardless of what level this partnership is. You have to understand what they're comfortable with, and you don't want to make, like Eddie always said, you don't want to make her feel played. And that was my thing. But like part of my problem is I compartmentalize shit way too well, and it's like if I can consistently have good conversation from person A, and I can consistently get a plate from person B, like okay, like maybe I'm gonna try to keep having that consistently decent conversation. I can talk about a myriad topics, and I can always get fed over here. Like, why am I gonna risk that for some shit that a couple months from now be like, damn, that was a waste of time? So it's hard. I don't really.
So is it the question? My question is real quick. So is it based off of how important this friendship is to you? Is that what you're?
Like it's not that it's important. It's just like this is my routine. This is what I do. Like my day. Like as long as tomorrow feels like it's gonna be something like today, I'm cool with that. Like I don't want a whole bunch of change interrupting my flow for some temporary shit. So it just has to feel meaningful for me to make sacrifices and other steps.
So I think this is the thing that I'm seeing though. It's when you're talking about this friend being inside of the relationship, you're making that person a mediator in your issues.
Right. And
so if that person, I'm saying, so if this friend does not get involved in the issues in your relationship, but they're still your friend. So you go to them and it's like, look, I ain't getting in that. Like, is it okay to still keep that friend that's not involved in relationship issues?
That depends on the other person's level of comfortability, because a lot of people just ain't gonna be comfortable with the shit, and I get that. and I don't want to just bring somebody into some shit that they're not gonna be comfortable. Like, hopefully, like maybe these people could be our friends. Like maybe, you know, that this could be these are our friends. Maybe not. But at the same time, nobody ever put me in that position. So I can't just be like, yeah, this should just be something that you should easily take. I did it all the time. Like it is what it is. Like I got a few good friends and you know, we rap when we rap, we don't when we don't. But it's never really been, there's never been any intersection of that shit. It's never interfered with a relationship. It's never been an attempted yet failed relationship. Like the relationship failed, but like we was cool. So let's stay cool. Like it ain't none of them. So, you know what I mean?
I always felt like growing up, I seen my dad have female friends and that were legit friends. I grew up, like a lot of my female friends, like I said, y'all know, but they're people I grew up with, period. Like I've known since I was in like 2nd, 3rd grade, platonic,
right.
You know what I mean, referenced as like family. So I legit like, and there's never been anything remotely close to anything outside of being platonic friends like that. So like I wouldn't have any issue with her having, because even in my past relationship that everybody knows about, like, you know, amongst us, my ex had like 2 male friends, you know, and he would come by the house, like, you know, and I'm not even going to go into that. Like, I didn't feel any way about it, you know what I mean? So because I know that I carry myself the same way, and like I think like it's good to have some perspective on different things, but you can't, like Sha was saying again, like if that person was their friend beforehand and it was just platonic, like I said, now if it's something that was like it was something you mess with and you keeping a secret and then y'all become friends because y'all just figure out that y'all ain't compatible, but y'all still like to be around each other, I think that's where it's dangerous, because I think some people do that in relationship too, like something that don't pan out and then they still kind of be around each other and they still be claiming friend, but you really had some dealings before. I think that's where it becomes like dangerous for your relationship.
That's bullshit.
Right. You know what I mean? Like you can't be a friend to somebody that you were intimate with and then they have a relationship and act like you giving them some advice. Like that's weird to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because your intentions ain't really sincere to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Once you're in a relationship, and this I think this goes for all friendships, whether they're opposite sex, same sex, friendships have to be modified. You can't do the same. Like I had to modify my friendship with y'all once me and my wife got serious. You know, we weren't able.
Damn, that's what it was.
It's the truth. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because your time, you know, you're splitting up your time differently. Different things have to be changed. You know what I mean? And I think especially if you have an opposite sex friendship, you definitely have to modify that. You know what I mean? If you had a friendship, if your lady had a friendship with a male, and you know they were the type to, you know, lay on the couch together, cuddled up. You know what I mean? Maybe perfectly fine. They're not doing anything, but you know they would lay on. I feel like a behavior like that needs to be modified. You know,
of course, but that's different. They're going too far.
Yeah, but to them prior to you, it wasn't anything. It was
just, but that's like if my wife said to me, if I did that with my female best friend, and all of a sudden she just walks in to see me and my female best friend just cuddle up. You're doing too much. You're doing way too much.
That's what he said. He said if it was behavior beforehand, and he said it was strictly platonic. Like if you were dealing with somebody, that's why I said the real slippery slope is where people get caught up where they lie and say like, oh, we're friends, but knowing damn well for real, y'all were more than friends. But like you said, PJ, some people are platonic friends where they can just cool up. Like you said, I've seen people that's friends, oh, what up, sis, and hug and be serious. And you know for the fact they have an arm around them and they cool, they hug, like they cool, like close like that. But yeah, that's something that you would definitely modify. Like, and that's understandable with your male friends. And I think it's easier to be understood with your male friends, like you said, because we also have like, you know what I mean, relationships and things, kids, all that takes place. Like,
but
no, I just think
also real quick, Sha, my fault. Okay, just to put that out there, of course, my wife is my number one best friend, like period, of the opposite sex. Like she's the person that I have fun with. We live life together. I see her on an everyday basis, basically. Like that is my absolute best friend, right?
Right.
I could share my deepest and darkest shit with her, vice versa. Like I could just be completely open to being Eddie, right? So I get that, right? But it's also a situation where it's like, when I say I might go to my opposite sex other friend, you know what I mean? And I may get a little bit of advice about certain things. It's never along the lines of like trying to, like, I don't know. I know, okay, what I'm trying to say is I feel like no matter what I tell her, it's never going to be a situation where she's trying to play my wife. She's already proven that. See what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's dangerous though to ask your female friend about your wife.
It's dangerous.
It's not.
Like,
well, hold
yo,
on. I'm not saying I'm asking her about her. I'm basically telling the
Let
situation,
me-
and this
hold
is
on,
how
let me-
I handled it. Okay?
Let me just say this,
It's
though.
not necessarily what she did. It's how I handled it.
No,
And she'll
but
say
what
something
I'm
like, Eddie.
But that's what I said. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but for me, I think it's dangerous because, like you said, like whereas you can have that interaction, it's still dangerous. Like, if my lady found out I was talking to Steve about our shit, she's not gonna be tripping. Like, man, you was talking to Steve about our shit. Other than, oh, you always running your fucking mouth. Like, you know what I mean? Just on some old you running your mouth shit. But she's not gonna feel an extra sense of like
You went to another woman to talk about
woman,
me.
right? About
Yeah,
our
that's what I was saying.
I think if I went to y'all or my female friend and said some shit that my wife didn't like, it'd be the same reaction. Like, I can't believe you said that, because she's gonna be embarrassed that you even told any of your friends that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's the part. That's the part when I was saying like that. Whatever that is, you can't come outside of y'all too.
But I think
it all goes back to that. You can't bring it to nobody else.
I think,
So
but I think that's also unhealthy though, because sometimes you really do need to get an outside perspective of the situation. So it may not be your friends, but I mean, in that case, you might have to go do like counseling or like.
I was about to say counseling. Yeah.
Your friends are the better extension because.
But your friends know you.
But
friends are biased.
Right,
They are biased because they're yes men.
They're not as biased as your family, because what they tell you.
You should never let your family in a relationship.
You should never vent to your family, because your family is solely locked into it. Your friends can still give you some objective, even though they're your friends. So when you vent to your family, it also skews how they're going to look at that person. Like they say, like, if you get in an argument, you sit there and tell your girl tells her brother, he go like, man, I hate this nigga. Like, you know what I mean? And he just wait for the next type of thing. So it's easier to kind of vent to your friends, because your friends, though they are your friends, if they're your true friends, they're gonna say, man, I don't know, I might not have did that. Sometimes they go agree with you, but sometimes they're not. And that's what you need. But going to the opposite sex adds a layer that you don't necessarily need to have. Like, that's just
I just feel like it just goes back to how comfortable your particular partner is with that, because I feel like y'all putting so much emphasis on this, you know, going to the opposite sex is just so totally dangerous or whatever. And I get it. Certain things that you say to the opposite sex can be dangerous for your relationship, which is why I just sat here and I said, there's things that I may tell them or not tell them, just like with y'all. There's things I may tell y'all or I might not tell y'all, because again, my wife's gonna feel played regardless. Like if I'm like, let's just say a situation, say my wife cheated on me, right? And I'm just so pissed about she cheated on me, and just the details of it. And I come to y'all, now obviously I'm gonna come to you and say, man, she cheated on me, whatever. But there might be certain things within that story that I'm gonna hold back from you, because I really don't want y'all to know. And a few of the reasons could be, maybe I plan on getting back with her. So maybe in my head, I think it's that bad, but I don't want y'all to judge me or whatever my reason is for not telling you. So I'm going to hold back some of it, but I'm coming to you because I'm really just venting. I'm not even looking for advice. I guess I'm venting because I know what I'm going to do anyway after the situation. And maybe I just need one of y'all to say, come on, cuz, let's go grab a couple.
All right, well, let me ask you this. So your wife cheats on you, right? And then you go vent to another woman, and then it comes out that you were venting to another woman. You didn't fucking say anything that remotely made you sound like you wanted to go cheat with this other woman. You don't think that's going to intensify the situation? That, oh, I cheated on him, so you just go out there with her. And then that can make a situation, whereas if you go vent to Steve, she might be like, oh, why'd you tell Steve? Oh, he might think I'm this way. She's not gonna think like, oh, you went to go vent to her, or you must have went over there to try to do something. You can add a layer to shit.
Your woman cheats on you. You got a bigger problem than who you talk to about it.
it's a whole lot bigger.
That's real.
So I mean,
that's real.
But
That's
like,
real. That's real.
who you talk to about that should be the least of her concerns. Like, I'm for real.
Right.
Like, yo, like, she stepped out on you, and she's mad that you told your best friend, who happens to be a woman, like, bitch.
Yeah, I'm
glad you said that, because I'm not going to care that you know that I went and talked to my female friend about it, because you cheated, bitch. Like, I don't care about your feelings.
So
your feelings don't matter to me right now.
So you saying that, like,
you see, wait, y'all see, whisper that shit though, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that
voice
goes back
down.
to my whole point earlier about ownership of people. Like, bitch, you out there doing you. Like, who gives a fuck why I had to get my motherfucking, like, I'm gonna stay here and you mad that I fucking spoke to her about what you did to me instead of speaking to him. Like, either way, I would have had the same fucking conversation. Not that you cheated on me and then I went and got some get back, but I went and had a conversation. Like, that's that and legit. But they would treat that conversation like you was getting some get back. Like, no, I could have got my dick wet for that. Like, all I did was have a conversation.
Yeah, basically.
They would treat it like it's like, but to them, it's the same level of betrayal. Like, you talked to her about this.
But the point is, you don't really give a fuck about how she feels in that moment. Like, it doesn't matter if you feel betrayed, man.
Again, you're taking the opposite sex friendship to the issues of a relationship.
Right.
So if you eliminate the issues of a relationship, is it still okay having these friends? I personally feel like friends and family should stay out of relationships. So if I'm having an issue,
okay,
that's something that I need to deal with the person in a relationship. And if I need to get outside advice, that needs to go like counseling. I don't need to pull anybody else in, because once it's resolved, now y'all have to go back and look at that person with that issue in your face.
Yep.
And that's not fair to the other person.
And I think that you can have. That's why you can have platonic. Like I said, if the relationship is solely on the up and up, like you said, it's legit. Like you said beforehand, there's no fucking history of anything. You can have a relationship outside of your, like you said, a friendship. I'm sorry, a friendship outside of your relationship. It's just like PJ was saying though. You go scale it back, male or female, because you have your fucking partner. Your partner.
That's real shit.
Priority. But outside that, you should be able to still have, like I said, if it's platonic though. I just think it gets messy if it wasn't platonic, or you're trying to bury some skeleton bone in the closet. Because if you doing that, that's where this shit can get sketchy. Because if it comes out later, some other shit, like you lied to your partner, like, oh, I found that y'all did used to mess or something like that, that's where it can get messy. But like, if it was just cool for what it was and it's what it is, you should be straight.
But that's why you got to be honest and upfront about everything in the beginning. See what I'm saying? Like, even if it was a situation where, okay, I understand that you say if you dealt with this person at a certain type of level, and that does add a certain something to it. I get it. It does. But at the same time, it's like, if you presented this information to your partner, wife, girlfriend, whatever, and she, or I guess in the female case, he still decides to accept that, then that's what it is. Like, if you accepted that, I'm holding that to you. Just like, if I accept it, you should hold me to that. Because I'm going to tell you that I'm okay, that you're cool with this guy, and then 2 years later have a problem.
Let's throw a wrench in there. Your wife's on the phone with her male friend.
Mm-hmm.
Her male friend may have been
which
somebody.
I've witnessed before.
Male friend may have been somebody that she fooled with 10, 15 years ago, but they're cool now. They're just friends. She's gonna phone, she's like, all right, I love you too. You still cool?
Got it.
A little quiet there.
There's something I want to say to that, but I don't want to really.
Nah, this is hypothetical. Hypothetically,
okay.
You hear I love you too.
Yo, I don't tell none of my female friends I love them.
You
know what I mean? And I got,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Has she been telling this dude she loved him?
I was going to say, have they been doing this? Is this what
does it matter?
It does matter.
Does it matter?
It doesn't matter, because if that's what it's been, and I accepted that already.
If when we was in the talking stage, she was saying this shit, and we progressed all the way to whatever stage we're at now, and she's still saying it, like, what the fuck, I'm gonna get mad today
I'm with cousin
Shit that's
Steve
been
on
there
that.
forever.
No.
Now,
Right.
if,
But again,
if
this
all
is
this
past
time, like
relationship.
they just like, oh, they just homies, and then one day out the blue, oh
You
yeah,
just hear I love you.
too, cuz
That's-
like,
yeah.
what, bitch?
Wait,
Where the fuck that come from?
But
So,
because
wait,
I tell
wait.
y'all that I
Hold
love
on.
y'all though.
That's
Right?
different.
Hold on.
Dude, you've
So
been an
they-
emotional
so
person
they-
since
they
you were
friends.
born, so that's
I'm a very emotional person, very in touch with my feelings. Like y'all know.
like
that.
you opened
I
up
tell
and was like, I
y'all,
love everybody. Like
we're
this-
most likely going to end this Zoom with, man, I love you, and I'll talk to y'all next week or something. That's probably what it's going to be.
Yo, no,
All right,
you
but
say
none of
that
us
all
are
the
chicks.
time, though. Like we ain't
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say
different.
that. But
I
so
look
the
at it
whole
like-
thing, though, the whole thing I'm looking at, like, so what Shy was just talking about. So you hear that at the wedding, like he gets up, give a speech or whatever, and say I love you, and then she said I love you back. Now, how you feel at that point?
Is this the first time I'm hearing this shit?
Yes, that's the first time you're hearing it.
It's
but
the
they
first
just
time the
met.
whole
I'm
wedding
gonna chalk
party,
it up
your
to it.
family,
I'm gonna
her
chalk it up
family,
to it's just the wedding, everybody emotional.
everybody's in love.
We all
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
after that-
I just on like just with the whole thing.
What-
I guess
what was
that
dude's name?
this.
Would she say, I love you too, Harper?
I guess with this whole conversation,
Y'all petty.
I guess I just put that at the fact that I don't have much friends and to begin with. So like, you know, for me to go to somebody and talk to them about something, I just hold it in and figure it out with the person at the time. So I can't say I'm gonna go to this person, I'm gonna go to that person. Like y'all know who my homie is, and we talk once a week, maybe once every other week. Y'all know, you know what I mean? And that's just how I just roll. I don't have a lot of friends outside the person that I be with. And that's that person that gets that. Like, yo, you know, I don't get tired. But the thing is, everybody has an issue. You know, you going to deal with an issue, but this how, like, I can't take my issue with you and talk to somebody else about it. And I'm not just saying like all friends are just there to talk for you, with you, talk to when you're having an issue. But 9 times out of 10, that's what that friend is going to do. That's who you're going to go to when you're feeling some type of way. You're not just going to not talk to them. Like, you just feeling some type of way, but I ain't going to talk to you. I ain't going to talk to you. I ain't going to talk to you. Like, you're not going to do that. You're going to talk to some type of friend. And then at the time, it's whoever answered the phone. So you could have tried your top 3 and none of them answered the phone, but you got to talk to somebody.
If you
And
try
that is
the
gonna go
top
there.
3 and none of them answer the phone, that's a sign from God to stop. Like,
'cause
you're not supposed to be
Yeah,
talking.
If your top
but you
3
got-
is
you
like
got them
DJ, then like,
Well, I mean,
might
PJ's
have
not
to- you
PJ's
might
not
have
your
to
top
keep
3 to
trying.
call in the
Right.
crisis. Like, that's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
he's not it.
Yo, leave me a
And-
message. I get back to you.
He told us that. He told us flat out he's not that person.
But like my whole thing is like I can't see myself like I meet this person and this person has this is her social structure. This is her social circle. And I'm gonna be like, you know what? We gotta take A, B, and C out of your circle to progress this shit any further. Like I don't really like I can't I feel like a
Correct.
dickhead doing some shit like that.
Correct.
Like
'Cause
these are the people that you've been cool with when I met you. This is how you functioned all this time. But for us to progress, you gotta stop fooling with them 2 dudes right there. Like
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
That's what I
ridiculous.
say. Everybody.
Bo, he's cool.
not-
and the dyke bitch, nah, you gotta get rid of her too, because she might like come on,
But
I
the
can't do
thing
that.
is,
Yeah,
the
man.
thing is, so not you actually saying that, but say if it's the other way around, are you going to say, you know what, I'm gonna, like PJ said, are you going to say I'm gonna distance myself from that person now that I'm trying to get serious with you though?
Here's the deal.
Because
Like,
it's not coming that you telling her to get rid of them, but it's like is she going to be like I'm gonna fall back?
if it progresses that way, it progresses that way. It has
But that's
but
her choice. It
that's
can't
the
be
thing.
yours.
It can't like PJ, his wife didn't tell him, yo, fuck them niggas. It's just me and you now. PJ was like, well, I ain't never answered.
He said it on his own.
anyway.
He said, "Hey, wife,
Answer it a little bit less.
it's all about you."
So you know what I mean? But like PJ, like even though he said like his the relationship had to change, but PJ didn't change. Like that's the thing. So like I don't want the person to change because then this ain't even the same person that I fell for. So yes, your dealings with your other friends, those things are going to change regardless. If it's a whole circle of chicks, that the relationship still has to change a little bit. But to just be like, nah, y'all can't be friends no more. Like I can't see myself acting like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I won't
That's what I'm
either,
saying.
man.
It's-
I'm with
it's
you. I
just-
won't either.
Cause somebody tell me that, like, what the fuck? Why are you
Right,
trying to monopolize? Like,
exactly.
What are you trying to monopolize here? Like, what did you like? What did you worry about? Unless there's a reason. Like I don't currently have any friends that like that I used to fuck with. If I did, I could see them being like, nah, I'm not cool with that, and that makes sense. But on some other shit, like just because you think this friend is cute, so like nah, you can't. Yeah, like nah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's it. I think your pre-relationship friends are your friends. I can't dictate that. Anybody post-relationship, if they're not our friends, ain't no new friends.
Then speaking of,
like, don't come and be like, oh, this is my friend Mark. Who the fuck is Mark and where he come from?
Yeah.
But then, like, if they do,
that's a different story.
Friends, then we gotta have like friend custody after the relationship don't work. We gotta have like agreements, like we became friends
I don't think that's
with
fair
these
either.
people, and then it's like, but like,
it's fair.
I mean, sides is gonna get
That's not fair. You can't make a friend that you met mutually have to pick a side between the two.
Yo, because
they automatically do though.
Well, y'all can't both come to game night.
Nah, but
you gonna come to game night with your new John, and she gonna come to game night with her new John.
But that shouldn't have to be my decision. It's like if that happens. Like for me personally, I only put certain friends around certain friends. I know who meshes and who don't. I know where the argument's gonna happen at, where it's not gonna happen at. If I'm doing if I'm gonna do a game night, I know your ass can't come because you always fucking argue playing Scrabble, and this motherfucker don't argue at all.
But the thing about me,
you have to know your friends, and I think if you have a relationship friend that came in and then like say like their relationship breaks up, it's like, yo, we having game night Friday. Like,
I feel like
she's coming. So if you don't want to be there, then I'm letting you know beforehand she's going to be there.
Well, why you invite her first and not me first?
But see that that's a maturity thing. No, listen, that's a maturity thing.
Starts with an A. Yours starts with a D.
If me and my wife had a mutual friend, and then me and my wife separated, and then the friend had something going on, me personally, I'm never going to any function. Like, we'll talk, we'll chat, we'll be cool, but just the thought of her probably being there with her new guy, I don't ever want to even be around that. So she wins automatically. Like,
I mean, I think that's another topic as well, because I think relationship shit in some kind of like amicable situation. Like, if you're at a point where you fucking hate each other, it's
not even a hate thing. We could have ended for whatever reason, but I'm still my emotional ass,
ego,
my feelings. I don't want to be around it. Like, I don't care if we ended on good terms. I don't want to see the next guy with you. Oh, y'all love. He's like, you laughing at his jokes. I'm not be steaming inside. Like I don't want to see that shit. So you win. That's your you got it. It's yours.
I don't know, because like I know how your family currently functions, and no, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying.
Nah, that's real though.
I know how y'all work now, and I've seen pictures that I never thought I would see. Like, you know. Okay. And so I think that there's a possibility that maybe down the line that is some shit that both couples could end up at game night.
Exactly.
I have to get over myself first.
You talking about other emotion, and it's not the realistic aspect of your life. Yeah. So realistically, your ass is gonna be at game night with her and her boo.
Okay, if I'm over the feeling of whatever I feel for her, yeah, I will be comfortable and I'll be there because I feel like that's my maturity level. Like, if I'm there with my lady and you there with your guy, what can we be mad at?
Oh,
right. But
what can we be mad at?
That's another topic.
You know, we're getting ready to run out of time for this week, but just to close it back, like, and bring it back real quick, like, it's different as long as it's not like the new guy, the new girl isn't somebody that was considered to be a friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if y'all was friends the whole time, but then when you show up to game night with, oh, I thought that was just sis. Oh, you sis, and you was, you know what I mean? Y'all ancestral now? Like, you know, so.
That is also another topic for another day.
I mean, but that stems from the friendship thing. So the key thing is that it can be, it just, like you said, it's the level of the partner, the relationship, the dynamic of how you feel about people. You know, it's one of those type things. Like, what else you got to say on it, PJ? You've been just on your stances with it, but.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's possible to have friends of the opposite sex. They have to be modified to a point to where both of you are comfortable. At the same time, I think the friend has a responsibility as well. If you are truly the friend, you need to be able to modify that as well. You need to be able to step back and see where you could be getting in the way. You know what I mean? So it could happen, and I think that's one of the things that Eddie continuously said. It has to be on a relationship basis. Each relationship is going to be different. Everybody has to be comfortable with what it is. You know what I mean? So it can happen, but there's going to have to be boundaries. There's going to have to be rules. Everybody's going to have to be open.
Yeah, I think, but I think a real friend would make the adjustment. Yeah. Like in your case, ain't none of us be like, yo, nigga, your punk ass is gonna meet us this week because you ain't meet us the last 3. Yeah, like nah, it's
we don't know where PJ lives. We don't know PJ.
We don't know where he works. What he lives. No, we don't even know what kind of car he drives.
PJ's not gonna answer the phone, so we don't gotta worry.
I'm calling you Tommy though.
Yeah, really.
We don't know where he is. Vaughn, he is our Tommy Ford. We don't know where he works. We don't know where he lives. We don't even know if we're really his friends. We don't even know that's really him. You know what I'm saying? But we just know he has the nicest mom in the world. But besides that, that's the only fact that we do know about PJ. Oh, and he made that hot ass theme song that y'all heard at the beginning. But all that shit, like, he's not gonna answer the phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta text PJ first.
He barely go. He might not respond to that. You know what I mean? You better off sending a smoke signal. He might see that before he respond to the text. But
nah, he's gonna be like, that's Eddie smoking again.
All you gotta do is tell PJ we recording. Just tell him we recording. He gonna show up.
I'll be here.
Right.
Nah, we know the truth. You ain't gonna be at the studio with everybody either. No, it's some folks that try to get you there.
Well, he has a ghostwriter anyway, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That came out.
Good job. We found that out today.
I know I got exposed today, man.
My bad. Nah,
it's all good. I didn't know what the hell that word meant. I just wasn't gonna show my age.
I ain't even hear it, so I'm out of it completely. I was like, this is dope.
Oh, I stole your drink, cuz.
I'm sorry, Micah.
I mean, I was calling Vaughn the whole show. I think I was only calling Micah the first time, and then after that, it was always Vaughn. So
yeah, you introduced him, but you know, anybody else got something to say before we close out the show tonight? Like,
we know how Eddie feel. You want to go again, Eddie?
Real quick. I just want to, tell y'all doing what y'all doing a good thing right now. Keep it up, man. Work hard at it. It's not going to be easy, but y'all doing.
We ain't gonna ask for Coach Vaughn to come in here, man.
Hey,
close out the topic,
Vaughn
nigga.
is always around, man.
Box out, get the rebound.
Right now, man.
Make a layup.
Hey,
damn, you sound like somebody's mom at graduation. Y'all, you doing a good thing, baby. You go ahead and keep working hard and you keep pursuing it. You gonna make it.
How you not like a compliment, man?
Like,
what is wrong with you, man?
You like the barber at the end of the Montel Jordan, this is how we do it song. Hey, man, we done heard your CD, man.
That's man, little brother energy right there.
And just to clarify for all the listeners out there, yes, Shad and Vaughn are brothers. Like, you know what I mean? They just don't go that hard for no reason other than friendship. Like, they grow together. So they're
shit.
Bananas.
Here come little big brother.
I won't give. I'm trying to give flowers, and you gonna tell me, man? God, somebody want to hear it.
Come on.
Like, you already ruined.
You
ruined the
bring
moment.
these dandelions in here. Bring these dandelions on. You good? Thank you. We appreciate your support and your happiness.
We definitely appreciate you, dog.
Yes, I know.
What y'all got? Anybody else got anything outside like the tournament? Anything else?
We definitely love it.
Nah, I gotta go last. Go ahead, Eddie. You ain't got nothing? You done?
I just want to say that y'all my fellas. I'm glad we doing this. I love y'all, and I love all y'all out there that's listening to us, man. Like, I truly appreciate it because listen, man. I'm liable to say anything on the mic, and I'm learning to control that. So all I'm saying is, listen, man, I enjoy this. This is one of my highlights of my week. Sitting here chopping it up with the fellas, like this is dope to me, and I just want to keep this going, man. Like, I love this show.
No doubt. Steve.
Yeah, I ain't really got nothing. I hit my first step in my new progression today, so
congrats.
Thank you.
Definitely, congrats, man.
But I guess I'm gonna spend the rest of this weekend trying to finish this 4-hour movie that just came out on HBO. I don't know. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch it in one sitting though.
Yeah, I've been watching it since
Justice
yesterday.
League.
and I've still been only at the first part number 2. So.
Oh, also, I just want to let y'all know that PJ might be the real PJ, but he drinks the fake green tea.
PJ, what you got for everybody before we go?
Man, I ain't got nothing. I got nothing.
That's the truth, everybody. So when we tell these jokes, that's how he really is. Like we won't see like our group thread don't have PJ. He's in it. He don't fly. He just shows up on show day. So
Yeah,
we
but
don't
he's
know
the
if
real
he's
PJ.
real. We don't know
I
if
bring
he's
back I ain't got a motherfucking thing.
That's why he says he's
I ain't
real.
got shit.
I always show up though, man.
Right.
That is true.
You always show up. I give you that.
That's not just a joke. That's the real from the real PJ. What you got, Shad?
I just think it stays the same. Like PJ said, you just modify relationships. And I think that just goes across the board. Like your relationship's a priority. But again, you have to have a boundary of friendships and family when it comes to your relationship issues. And I personally just don't think either one should be involved in the issues of your relationship. Like some venting stuff that you already done dealt with and you like feel like talking about it, may be cool with people of the same sex. Bringing opposite sexes in with issues, that's a problem. And then especially you just really don't go to family, because your family will hate whoever that person is for however long y'all together. Just because you brought up that one thing, they will never fucking forget it. That bitch took 32 cents off my dresser back in 92 and I don't fucking like it. It's just, it'll never go away. So you just gotta be careful who you let in your relationships. That's it.
Yeah, I just want to close the show by saying, again, our prayers and condolences to our man Boog, who's normally on the show, who usually does the intro. Hopefully he'll be back sooner than later. Again, another great show. I'm glad that we're still doing this. We had a timeline of originally thinking that with our personalities that it would only last like 5 or 6 shows. We're now almost triple that, which is great. We're hoping and we appreciate everybody who take their time out to listen, and hope that we just keep giving you satisfactory experiences and listening to this guy speak on topics of your interest. So that's all I gotta say. Until next time, we'll see y'all.
Yo, Bub, I just figured it out, yo. That's that Russell Simmons Crush Groove bucket cap. I knew what that shit was.
Nah,
He was the judge at the rap concert and he had that bucket cap on.
That's the bucket cap that's the bucket cap that Dame Dash pulled up on Mitch on. And then paid it full.
Y'all just at me because he got that fucking Raiden hat on. That shit like Raiden from Mortal Kombat and shit. Or that Kung Lao shit. Like,
Kung Lao.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Bling that bitch at somebody.